What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in and watching Starting Lineup Podcast. I'm your host, of course, Hands Down Sports. And today I'm going to try to make it real quick because I'm going to talk about the NFL draft and NIL, a few things that's on my mind about it. The NBA All-Star Game, how everybody didn't like it, unfortunately. But there's a player in college that I want to speak about that is being overlooked, and he's really good. You know what I'm saying? And I'll let you know why. And then, of course, I'm going to touch about baseball. MLB started, so, I got to talk about my favorite team real quick. And then the NCAA college baseball, man. Will there be a repeat from last year's champion in Omaha? So hit me up with that like and subscribe button. We'll really appreciate it, my G. Sit back, relax, hit that J, kid. You know what I mean? Hands down sports, man. I got you, dogs. Well, today, I'm just going to be brief. I mean, the NFL draft is coming up pretty soon, as you can see behind me. We got Tennessee, Cleveland, Giants, New England, Jacksonville, rounding off the top five. Of course, they haven't made any trades or any deals yet, so how things get when the day of, things can change. Then we got the Raiders, the Jets. We got North Carolina. I was like, man, I didn't even know what I typed. I wrote down. We got the Saints, Chicago, rounding off the top 10. And then from 11 to 20, we got San Francisco, Dallas, Miami, Indianapolis, Atlanta, Arizona, Cincinnati, Seattle, Tampa Bay, and Denver. Now, of course, the draft is much longer than that. But, this year it's going to be really interesting because Travis Hunter, who plays the wide receiver and cornerback position, is the Heisman winner, and everybody knows this guy is amazing in football. Is Tennessee going to pick him up? I mean, I would if I was them. That's what I would do. But these teams they'll start looking for a way to move down or move up. You know what I'm saying? Depending on who they want or who they're looking for, what's on top of their draft board. And the Giants, man, being that third pick and Cleveland being that second pick, they need the most help. New England, they showed some promise last year, even though they had a bad record, but they're not looking for a quarterback. They might look for a Travis Hunter for that defense wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? He can cover a lot. That's very impressive how good he is on both sides of the field. In the top 10, they got some wide receivers like, I wish I knew how to pronounce this gentleman's name, but Tatoria McMillan from Arizona. He's like one of the top wide receivers that might go in the draft this year. Ashton Gently from Boise State. That's the dude, man. I mean, who needs a running back? I mean, all these teams really need a running back. Everybody wants a running back, and I think he's amazing. I mean, he didn't get the Heisman by a little bit, but what can you say, man? Travis Hunter, dominance on both sides of the field, man. You can't beat that, bro. Even though that dude, Mr. Gently, I'm getting you in my fantasy draft, dog. If I get the opportunity, you might be on my dynasty, which I don't know, but if so, I'm going for you, man. Need that help over there, kid. Let me see here. And then another wide receiver that I kind of like that I saw was on the top 10, top 15 list was Luther Burden III from Missouri. B. What can I say about that guy, man? Just throw it his way. He's catching it with two fingers, babe. I mean, I've seen highlights of this guy. Like, there's no way he caught that. But we'll see, man. So far, there's a lot of defensive players on the top 10, safety, cornerbacks, defensive end, or no, I don't know what ED means. Let me know in the comments. I mean, I could look it up, of course, but I'm doing this video right now and I'm looking like, who's Abdullah Carter for Penn State? ED? What's that? I never heard of that before. But I'm new to this. You know what I'm saying? But it seems interesting. I mean, Arizona Cardinals, who's right now the 15th pick, right? Right? 5, 10, 15, no, 16th pick. They're the 16th pick in the draft. You got a quarterback over there, you know. You got some decent wide receivers. I mean, you know, your running back situation is looking okay, but I think they should be trying to improve the defensive side. So I would try to move up unless they think they can pick up somebody that's going to be very helpful on the defensive end. But again, I don't know what these teams are looking for right now. I'm not deep diving into this stuff. I just know that draft today is one thing, and the day of is something completely different. And Giant fans like myself know, you know what I'm saying? All the boos and all that stuff when they picked Daniel Jones, they could have had Josh Allen. And we don't want to go into that. That's old news, right? But yeah, Travis Hunter, babe. I think he's going to go number one, regardless of who's that there. If it's Cleveland, if it's Tennessee, if it's the G-Men. I don't know, dogs. Now, I see a lot of videos of ex-ball players talking about NIL, about the contracts that they're getting from the schools and sponsorships and all that stuff. And basically, it's like the NFL, you know, like college football and college basketball that's mostly on this. But if someone plays another sport and they have a great following on social media, they can also be eligible to get a lot from an NIL deal. And apparently, you know, it's kind of, they feel like it's ruining the game. You know, like, you know, what are these coaches gonna do? Like, you can't really, you don't want to play this freshman right now. You want to develop him to see what he does next year, and he'll be like, oh well, I'm getting out of here. You know what I mean? Another school is going to give me like an extra $200,000 to be over there. So I feel like it's like NIL is like mostly like promotion. Like who promotes themselves the best? Because Shadir Sanders, he was in Colorado. The dude got like $4 million. He's like one of the top NIL, you know, athletes out there. I'm like, damn, $4 million. If I went to college and I had $4 million, I don't know about the pros. The pros gotta pay me more than that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, my agent, yo, son, the $4 million is the floor. I need 8, 16, 30. You know what I mean? Dogs, I don't know, man. I guess in the future we'll see how this all worked out throughout the years. But yeah, man, you see college players who get this NIL. Any state that allows NILs for college players can benefit from this format. It says here, earn money from personal brand through endorsements and commercial deals. If you didn't know about NILs, I mean, you know, ever since that dude from those two twin brothers that played basketball, you know, they got the video games. They make $1 billion on that because, you know, people buy those games. They like to play those college football and basketball games, and you know who the player is. You know what I mean? That's on that team, but none of them are getting any benefit financially for that. So that's why, you know, they were fighting in court. After doing some research, Ed O'Bannon, he played for UCLA. He was the first one to bring the NCAA to court because of, you know, the use of his name or his likeness in the video games and stuff like that, and how the teams make money. You know, it's basically the coaches are getting paid, of course, and staff. But the players are like, yo, what's going on, man? You guys made $10 billion this year, and I didn't get $1. And we're over here struggling to get food. And, you know, you don't even want to hear about these athletes. You know, they can't get a job, they this and that. And now this happens, babe. And now, you know, the smart ones are taking advantage, man. Especially those that have a huge following on social media. So we'll see how far this goes, because it looks like it's going to last forever. And, you know, maybe my son will benefit from that, or my daughter, whoever makes it to that type of college level in a sport. You know, shit, $4 million. Etamos Aqui. You know what I'm saying? But let me know what you think about the NIL. Is it beneficial? Do you think it's good for the athletes? Do you think they're even gonna, work hard to, get better and, have Kobe, you know, Mamba mentality type of deal, going to the next level, or or most of these guys going to be like, well, I'm taking this, and if I don't get hurt, then I'll try to make it to the pros. But if I do get hurt, hey, I got 3-4 million sitting, what I'm saying, in the bank account. But I don't know how y'all feel about that, baby. Let me know. Let's go into my next segment, baby. Baloncesto. So, as all you know, the NBA All-Star Game just finished. A lot of people were not happy. It was the lowest viewing attendance for an NBA All-Star Game in the history of the game. I know that they're trying different things to engage the fans, and but I think that they have to the players have to show a little bit more defense, because it kind of looked like they played a little defense. It was mostly like chucking the ball from one side of the court to the other to get fast breaks and stuff like that. And of course, the Steph Currys and Towns even shot from the half court. Which is great to see. Like, it's an All-Star game, though. Play a little street kind of. You know what I mean? But there has to be a little bit of defense, B. I don't know how to help the NBA in this situation. But my co-host from Starline Podcast was mentioning to me, like, maybe the best thing to do is for the NBA and MLB to maybe try for a season or two to see how it goes. The format that the NFL tackle football has, they do their All-Star game, which is the Pro Bowl, at the end of the season. And we all understand why that is for that sport. And it doesn't, need to be like the same for baseball and for basketball. But maybe that's what's missing out here. I know, at least in baseball, it's such a long season. There are some superstars that they don't start off great. And if they don't get the votes, or they didn't really produce, top numbers in the first half of the season, they don't make the All-Star game. Even though we all know by the end of the season, these guys are top 5, top 10, top 25 in their, in their categories. But maybe that's what these sports got to do. Have an All-Star game at the end of the season, and those that have the best stats make it to that game. Or like always, the fans, is all about the fans. Who do they want to watch? And right now, it doesn't matter, man. They got all the stars out there. Everybody's very upset about LeBron 1 hour before the game, talking about I'm hurt. I was trying to play today, but I can't. You know what I mean? I'll be in the house, but I'm not suiting up, and that sucks, because I can guarantee many people that bought tickets to that All-Star game over there in California were thinking going into the game, like, yo, this could be LeBron's last All-Star game, man. One of the greatest NBA players of all time. This might be the last time he plays, and that would have been a reason for me to buy a ticket, but of course, the NBA didn't say nothing, so, shame on them, and with them losing ratings like this, I don't know what you got to do, man. Draymond Green was at the game. He was there talking on the mic, and he said it was a 0 out of 10, bro. Now, Hands Down Sports didn't watch the game. I didn't tune in at all. I did see a little bit about the 3-point contest, because I was hoping Lillard and stuff like that, but I didn't really watch it, man. My kids were wanting to see something else. So I didn't really watch it. I just went on YouTube like afterwards, and somebody put all the highlights together for the game. And I think at first I thought that the concept was pretty cool. Like, these are the all-star players for this season. Then we're gonna get Shaq and Chuck and Kenny involved, and they're gonna take. They're gonna do like a draft. Like, I got this guy, and then this guy picks that guy. You know what I'm saying? And then they play a elimination game. Up to 40. Maybe we got to do it like how Brunson said it, make it 50 points. But still, I thought that they were pretty much trying to compete, But it's not like before, to my understanding, when I used to watch the Jordans, Kobe, Magic, I mean, even when Vince Carter was in the league and everything, these guys that made it to the All Star game, they had pride. Like, yeah, I made the All Star game. And, there's a little check on that, but, you know, a little bonus is good. It's all good. They're already making, really good money. But they were like trying to get that MVP. And, I mean, I, I can't call it right now, but didn't the MVP of this All Star game get like 100 grand or something? So, it's just like what I was seeing that kind of irked me because from, watching social media. And I was like, man, I'm glad I didn't watch this. It's like all the interruptions, not commercials. You know what I mean? How it goes into commercial break. No, it was like a concert. Then we had your man's over there making jokes, uh, Kevin Hart. Then they had these dudes, Kenny and them, dressing up like fishermen. And then there was other things. And the ball players are like, yo, dogs, I was warming up. I started playing and now I got to rest for 20 minutes. I can pull a muscle on this one. They didn't say that specifically, of course, but that's what I'm thinking in my head. Like, yo, these guys, come on, you're interrupting the game and the flow, son. You know what I mean? I'm over there gonna break threes now. Shoot. But, what can you do, man? I don't know. If you have any ideas, leave some comments below what you think the NBA All-Star game needs. I mean, they had all the stars, everybody's out, they have all these things to showcase players of multiple teams, to show that this league has superstars on every squad, But I mean, SGA even was like, yo, with the jokes, hurry up, dogs. Get that vaina, loco. And I felt bad, man. I mean, just me from the outside to seeing these guys like, yo, what the hell is going on? This is a joke, son. I don't even want to be part of this kind of thing. I don't know. I felt like I read somebody's mind. I didn't watch it. I checked it out, the highlights on ESPN and YouTube and stuff. So, guess it wasn't really exciting. And the young, kids nowadays that are, basketball fans, I don't think they're tuning in, man. I don't think they really want to watch. I can't say that about my kids because, my son really likes baseball and tackle football, and a little bit of soccer, football. I'm sorry, but what you gonna do? Now, my highlight of this NBA talk in this segment for Baloncesto is that there's a dude right now. He's playing college basketball. He needs a little bit more, I guess, airtime because this dude is missing an arm because of an accident that he had, unfortunately, when he was 6 years old. But the way he plays basketball is electrifying. You have to watch this kid. If you don't know who Hansel Emmanuel is, and I think his real last name is Donato, which I was reading in ESPN, he's a college ball player right now for Austin Peay. That college, Peay. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm very sorry. One lady was talking about she can't spell, and I'm over here talking about I can't pronounce. I need help, doc. Para la escuela me voy para allá. But he used to play for Northwestern State. He played there for 1 year. And some of those players there, too, like 2 or 3 other players that were on that Northwestern State basketball team also transferred to play for Austin Peay this year. And those, when I watch him play, I mean, I've been seeing him play on social media since the pandemic. And he was here where I live in the Orlando Kissimmee area. But he's from the Dominican Republic. So you know how I am, dogs. Salute. I'm always going to be supporting my people. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they're inspirational like this kid is. Like he had a fan at the game that also lost his arm. And he basically don't even have a shoulder, my G. I felt really bad for this kid. He was like, I was playing basketball, then I got injured and going through not injured, he had cancer. And so when they had to remove the cancer, they had to remove, the limbs and everything, and he didn't want to play basketball anymore. He wasn't motivated. He was just like, man, why? You know what I mean? Then he happens to run into some videos of Hansel and Manuel, and he's like, whoa, what's this? Hey, hold on. He has one arm just like me. Bro. So he went to the game with his mom, and then Hansel went and introduced himself because he was told that, a big fan wanted to meet him, and he gave him some inspirational words, and there was people crying there. His mom, like that kid's mom was crying, and I don't want to say the kid's name because he's like in high school and stuff. But if you go to ESPN, you'll see that column about Hansel and Manuel. Dogs, the dude has Mamba mentality. Don't get him mad. You can talk trash. you wanna get this dude pissed off. He would destroy. He got length. His arm is long. You know what I mean? He's tall, son. He's like 6 something. You know what I mean? And this dude, he's not turning the ball over. He's rebounding, shooting threes, making moves, spin moves. The way he handles the basketball, my dude, this kid is special, man. And all the main colleges didn't give him no shot. So he had to bust his ass to get on a college team. Now he's over there. I think they beat Tennessee or something to kind of like get this ESPN article going. I don't remember the team. I'm sorry, but I'm telling you, man, go watch highlights. I mean, go follow him on social media, man. He has like 1 million followers, dogs. The dude's the man. He has my first name. You know what I mean? It's just impressive, man. And I just want, if he ever listens to my podcast here, Starting Lineup, babe, I'm supporting you, man, all the way, babe. And I hope that you're eligible to make it to the draft, to the NBA draft one day. And I want the Knicks to get you. I want the Knicks to pick you up, give you a nice contract, and say, hey, here's the ball. Do what you got to do. You know what I mean? And show the world, this kid is, it's one of those players that you're just like, man, if he had 2 arms, we'll be talking about this dude like one of the greatest. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, we should be talking about him regardless, man. This dude does it all, son, on the basketball court. And don't let him dunk it on you because you'll be embarrassed. Straight up. And he plays with anger, man. He plays like, and he's smart when he plays the game, And when he makes an error, he remembers it. Okay, he's gonna get better. I'm just saying, man. He can inspire people regardless of your situation. Make it the best you can. You know what I'm saying? And work at it every day and try to be a better human being and the best that you can be at your craft or whatever the case may be, man. You see me, dogs. I'm over here trying to put out my content. You know what I'm saying? I just need y'all to listen, subscribe, so that way I can fulfill some of my dreams here that I want to do this podcast on a cruise ship or, go to, a different baseball game or a different baseball stadium, football, tackle football, any stadium, man. I want to watch the game there and we talk about it like this, son. You know what I'm saying? But it's a long road and we got to keep at it. So Hansel and Manuel, hands down sports. You got it, my G. You're going to make it to the NBA. I'm sure of it, babe. It might not be the type of, role like other players. You know what I mean? It might take you a little bit. They might send you to the G League or something like that. But whenever you play, keep that heart and keep that Mamba mentality, dogs. For real, for real. I'm going to go to my next segment, babe. The gentleman's game. So today, in the gentleman's game, which of course is baseball, you've seen some brawls, but it's not like hockey, we don't really go out there like that, but it's dangerous, man. The 95 mile per hour, you ever got hit by a baseball going 90 miles per hour? Yeah, not what you want right now. But, the Blue Jays, my favorite team, Vladimir did not reach a contract or extension with the squad. He says to them, let me play out the season. We'll talk later. Now, he signed for this year, so if the Blue Jays want to, they can probably package him with somebody and trade him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would love to see Vlad Jr. In a Blue Jays uniform for the rest of his career. But you know how it is nowadays, man. And not everybody gets to, live out their baseball career like Derek Jeter, 20 years on one team, like Kobe Bryant, 20 years on one team. Tim Duncan, I think he played 18 years, I don't remember. But, not too many players get that opportunity. I mean, and usually it should be the superstar, like the greatest player you got should be on your squad forever. But, Vlad, I think he wants to, see what's out there, especially when there's other teams improving and other teams that may pay a lot more. I mean, we could all go to the Angels. The Angels pay. The Angels, they're not worried about the pockets. It's just that they're not performing, man. And I feel bad for Mike Trout. That's another dude too, man. Mike Trout, he's only been to one playoff game. And that sucks, man. It's almost like Barry Bonds. But then when Barry Bonds was there, you see what he did. But good luck to Vlad. Hopefully he reaches a contract, with the Toronto Blue Jays some way, somehow, man. I mean, I'm a huge fan of his, and I've seen his dad play live. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like your son is going to do the same thing, guaranteed. But, we'll see, man. A little worried for my Jays, man. I don't know about y'all, because everybody's a Yankee fan, Dodger fan, Met fan. You know what I'm saying? But let's see what happens. Now, in college baseball, 2025, let me see here. Tennessee is the defending champions. And most of the best teams in college baseball are in the SEC conference, you know what I mean? And it's strong, you know what I mean? Tennessee is ranked number 4 overall, and they're the defending champs. A&M, LSU, Arkansas, Florida, these are the top-ranked teams that are basically ESPN and all the writers and other major sports venues. They're saying that those are the teams that are in contention to win it all in Omaha when they get to the NCAA baseball series. But under the radar is a few teams, and I want to mention this because I'm gonna start watching these games. So Southern Miss, Troy Trojans, Kansas City Jayhawks, and Dallas Baptist. These are the teams that are under the radar, but they're good enough that they make it to that playoff. Thank we thou. That's basically what they're trying to say. But Tennessee, I think, man, I didn't watch everything, but a friend of mine that's really into college baseball was telling me that, they got ball players. It might be so stacked that a lot of them are going to go to the major leagues. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So hopefully this year I get to go to a couple of, college baseball games. I mean, I'm here in Orlando, man. They got some good squads out here. And I'll just wait to see if, one of these, Florida Gators. I mean, it's a little drive for me, but I might have to go over there, and check them out. So, that's what I'm gonna take a look and see if I can provide y'all some new videos and some new content on college baseball. One of my boys was like, "Yo, this is the year to watch, man." It doesn't have the high ratings like tackle football and NCAA basketball, but this year there's so many teams with studs. Like it's gonna be competitive. So stay tuned. And like always, my G, hands down sports. Yeah, Etamos Aqui.
Hands down. Hands down. Hands down, shit. You know what I mean?